I sat that day by the big old maple tree in Granddad's yard. Today was unlike any other. Nothing out of the ordinary ever happened here in the lazy town of Evergreen. I had become my grandpa's caretaker at the young age of 22. While other friends were going to university out of state, I was stuck here, cleaning filth out of dead pans, sweeping and mopping the hardwood floors, preparing meals, and giving sponge baths. My mother and father passed away a few years ago in a tragic accident involving carbon monoxide in our home. I get some comfort knowing that they went peacefully in their sleep. I chose to sit underneath the tree during my free time. I'd read any book I could get my hands on from the free book donor box down the road. You just walk up, take a book left by a stranger, and when you're done, you put it back. Today, I had cracked open a crisp paperback called Sam I Am. It caught my eye because of the old Dr. Seuss book. This was a compilation of riddles, and I found it amusing. Some I had heard, others I hadn't. Page 1. A young girl was found murdered the first day of school. Police suspected 4 teachers and questioned them. They were all asked what they had been doing at 7 a.m. when the girl was killed. Mrs. Green. I was driving to school and I was late. Mr. Daft. I was checking English exam papers. Mr. Brockert. I was reading my newspaper. Miss Klein. I was with my husband in my office. Who was the killer? And how did the police determine who it was? Answer. The police arrested Mr. Daft, as he would not be checking exam papers on the first day of school. I chuckled to myself as I got up and dusted grass clippings from my pants. I headed inside the small house to check on my grandfather. "Help me, please," Grandpa pleaded. He had tried to take himself to the bathroom and had fallen. I rushed over and could see the angle his hip was turned at, that it was most certainly broken. "I'll call 911. Don't move," I shouted as I called emergency services. They arrived within minutes. A small part of me felt relieved that this was during the pandemic and I couldn't ride along. It's exhausting caring for another person, especially when it's not a child. I love Grandpa, don't get me wrong, but having this much responsibility 24/7 is not easy. When Granddad first got sick, people always promised they would help out, bring meals, and help give me breaks. But after a few months, we were long forgotten. He had also become quite mean-spirited. I suppose being in pain all the time can change a person. But this was not the Grandpa I remembered lovingly as a kid. I made myself clean up the trash around the house, get a light meal cooking. I sat down on the freshly vacuumed carpet in my room near the phone, in case there were any updates, and decided to pull out the book again. Page 2. 2 women sit down for a meal and drinks. Both ordered iced tea. One of them is too thirsty and drinks 5 iced teas back to back, while the other just orders 1. The one who ordered the single iced tea choked and died. All the iced teas were poisoned. How did the other one survive? Answer. The poison was in the ice cubes. The one who ordered 5 drinks drank them fast enough to not give the ice cubes a chance to melt. But the one who had drank only 1, her ice cubes had melted. That's a good one. I'll remember to chug my Long Island iced teas from now on, I chuckled to myself. That sounded delicious right about now. A drink to relax my grandfather's absence. I headed down into the cellar to see if we had any of the Devil's Kool-Aid. And I was in luck. There was a fifth of vodka unopened on one of the shelves. I peeled the seal off with my teeth. It had been a long week. As the fiery liquid poured into my thirsty gullet, I immediately felt more at ease. Must have dozed off at some point, leaving the TV on at full blast, socks and shoes, and my shirt trailing off towards my bedroom. The phone rang and startled me to the point that I could feel it palpitating all the way in my ears. "Motherfucker!" I exclaimed, feeling mild fury towards whoever was disturbing my rest. "Mr. Ledbetter, is that you? It's Lutheran Baptist Church," a snide woman from the other side of the receiver said with a drawl. "Yes, it's me. Any updates on my grandpa?" I asked. "Unfortunately, sir, I need to hand you over to the chaplain," she replied, this time a little kinder. "Hello, sir. I hate to inform you this way, but Mr. Ledbetter III has passed away." The chaplain kept speaking, but all I could hear now was a murmur. "Sir, are you there?" he asked, seemingly concerned. Yes, I gotta go," I said before I hung up, not letting him finish. I couldn't believe it. Grandpa was all I had left. And now he was gone too. Arrangements would have to be made. With the world as crazy as it was during that period of time, it would probably take months before I could lay him to rest. I cried many drunken tears that night. It's such a helpless feeling as a caretaker, especially if it's your loved one that passes away. You spend so much of your time catering to their needs, to their feelings. To then have them completely removed except their memory can be traumatizing. I think part of me felt something else, too. Relief? It was as all-consuming before Granddad died. I couldn't date, I had no kids, I didn't travel. Life was all anew now. What I needed was to sleep. There were 2 pills on his dresser. I took what looked like a sleep pill before I finished off my vodka and lay down on the couch. It must have been about 3 or 4 in the morning when I couldn't sleep any longer. My eyes just wouldn't close again. I was bored with the television. I decided to grab my book again. Anything to help pass this fucking time. Page 3. A psychopath killer always plays a game before killing his victims. He offers them 2 pills. One pill will kill them, and the other will not, but they don't know which one is a poisoned one. When the victim chooses a pill and gulps it down with vodka, the killer always takes the other one. Somehow, he always survives. That seems oddly specific. What the I trailed off as foam filled my stomach, lungs, and poured out of my mouth onto the hardwood. The vodka twirled just outside my throat. Then all went black.